Good afternoon, Clinton. It is April 16th. That's a Monday. Now, I know I originally said that I would be posting these things on Saturdays, but that didn't happen clearly. And there's a half decent-ish reason for that, which I'll get into in a little bit. But first, I want to talk to you about what we're actually doing with this project because this is our very first video blog. Yay! And what I want to talk to you about is what we're actually going to physically do. So twice a week, that's two, we are going to post videos. So I'm going to post one, then you're going to respond to it, and then back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And it's going to be epic and awesome and amazing and wow. And that's because, well, you are my best friend of life, and we have done a really piss poor job of actually keeping in touch since I moved across the country. And that's for a variety of reasons. And I mean, we do call a lot and text and things like that, but texts are really impersonal, and when we call, it's always me central or you central, and it's always problems and bitching and moaning and nah, this and bleh, life and bleh. And I think that's kind of a really crappy way to keep in touch with someone because you don't kind of get their ideas on life and the value of, well, things. I think that's really cool to get your take on stuff, and I definitely love hearing your thoughts on things. And I think that if we actually do get a chance to communicate without the bitching and the me stuff, I think we'll be a lot better for it. I mean, we can still talk about like major important things that happen in our lives for sure, but I think that's really important that we keep on just different topics and kind of see where our values differ and what we're interested in talking about that week. I think that it'll be a really fun activity, and if we can keep it up, it'll be great. Now, if we don't post, we get to challenge the other person to do a different task. And I promised in our phone conversation that there would be no cross-dressing, so I pinky swear on that you will not have to dress up in a dress. I volunteered to dress up as a boy, but I kind of am wearing jeans right now anyway, so that's kind of boy-y, I guess. So I guess that's kind of cheating. The ideas of what we're going to do is going to be a wide range of topics, and I think today what I really want to talk to you about is something that was inspired by my students. You know that I teach at the university part-time, and my students give me no end of grief and joy and all kinds of frustration, and I think that it's really important to kind of talk about that a little bit. And the main thing that really blows my mind when I talk to them is just how different my points of reference are than their points of reference are. As you know, I teach drama, and that's a big cultural topic. We talk about everything from history to fashion to all kinds of crazy stuff. And I think one of the cool things about it is, getting to hear their points of reference. But some things they say really do blow my mind. For example, none of them know who Doctor Who is. Now, this blows my mind. But, that's okay. I can let that one slide. Not everyone's, cool like me. But some things that I really have trouble getting past are the biggies, like some didn't know the Holocaust was real, or some thought Titanic was a movie that was really overdone. And I mean, that's definitely something to be said for that. I mean, it is a movie and it is overdone, but I mean, it was also a real live historical event. And I know you're chilling in Halifax right now, so you're being inundated with a Titanic-y type stuff. So I think that it's really interesting that where we grew up in Halifax, where there is, amazing, crazy, references to it all the time, whereas people who are born in, say, Alberta, who don't have a coastline and were not part of the event, have less knowledge about it, which I think is kind of scary and kind of interesting at the same time. And I think that it's important to look at things like cultural reference points because, I mean, they really develop who we are. And this is a major impact for my field of study, drama, because, well, without those cultural reference points, then, what's the point? People aren't going to get what you're trying to tell them. Now, on to the super good reason why I didn't post on Saturday. Okay. So, as you know, Barry's birthday is coming up, and I wanted to get him a really crazy kick-ass present. So, I actually found something on Kijiji that gave me the world's biggest nerdgasm. You know what those are, right? It's when something so incredibly, amazingly nerdy comes across your path and you're like, whoa. And that's exactly what happened. So I am going to show you what I got him. Well, I'm going to show you part of what I got him. Controller. Yeah, that's right. I got him an NES. So I'm super excited to give him that, and I'm super excited to play it for myself. And I'm super excited to kind of hear what, you have to talk about. So I want you to kind of talk a little bit about things that you had when you were a kid that maybe I haven't heard of and that I should try. So maybe that could be my punishment. Try something from your childhood. I am totally prepared to get embarrassed. So go nuts, think of something cool, and I will talk to you next Saturday.